living life semi-pseudo. Ain't no living life semi-pseudo. We going out tonight, who am I? You know, ain't no bedtime. You grown, spending them dimes, so darn.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the Diarra Show today. We have a guest with us, Chef Kristen, to tell us all about her fun recipes, and later, female Fight Club owner, Joanne. So, thank you so much, Kristen, for joining us. How are you?
Good. Hi, how are you?
Great. And tell us about your life before becoming a chef.
Oh man, I feel like I've had so many lives, honestly. I'm still currently a flight attendant. So I was a flight attendant before I became a chef. So I've been like traveling the world before then and teaching and interpreting. I'm a French flight attendant. So that's kind of sort of what I did in my previous life.
So what inspired you towards that direction? Because that's a big difference.
It is a big difference. But I have always been into health and wellness. I've always been into like cooking. I've been cooking since I was a kid. And like the first thing I cooked was like fried chicken when my grandmother like showed me how to make certain things. And I was always very, very, very curious. So that's kind of like where it started. And I decided to go to culinary school just last year and make it a bit more official.
So what are some of the misconceptions people have about vegan foods?
I think the biggest misconception is that vegan food is just salads, or like I get jokes all the time, like tree bark or like grass, and I'm like, no, vegan food is actually just like it's everything. So a lot of people, when they think about vegan food, they think of like the lack of meat or the lack of dairy or animal-based products. But the way I like to approach it is actually like just abundance, which is everything else. So I just kind of propose that it's like all the vegetables, all the fruits, all the mushrooms, all and everything you can find that's not obviously dairy or meat products. And I just take that approach. So yeah, and I try to break that myth that it's not just salads and grass and things that are kind of bland. It's actually very colorful and I don't know, very beautiful.
So what made you become vegan in the first place, and when did you become vegan?
Ooh, it was a health journey that I was on. Actually, it started as a New Year's resolution. I decided to become vegetarian first, or more plant-based, if you will. And I felt really great after that. And I love that feeling. I love not feeling heavy or like I had less brain fog. I felt more energetic. And so from there, this was about maybe 2014 or 2015 when I did that sort of vegetarian detox. And then about, I want to say 2018 or 2017 is when I went vegan. And I slowly decided to take out things like eggs and then be more intentional about cheeses that ended up in my food. I wasn't a big cheese person or a big milk person, so that was easy for me to kind of like get rid of. And it's been downhill from there, and it's been great. I love how I feel. I love how it makes me feel. I love that I'm also doing it for the animals and doing it for the environment.
Wow. So can you tell me a little bit more about your transition and how easy and how hard it was for you to just take that leap? Was it like all or nothing, or did you do it slowly, bit by bit?
I think I did it more progressively, especially coming from being a vegetarian to vegan. So vegetarians can have eggs and cheese. There's just no animal products like fish or like other meat products in there. And then so I did that first, and then I progressed onto just like I said, being more intentional about like reading ingredients and see if there was like whole milk in some ingredients or if there was like eggs in some ingredients. And then from that step, I just like eliminated eggs. So like I said, dairy wasn't so big for me. I wasn't a huge meat eater. I didn't really like milk very much. And so it was an easier transition for me to kind of like go into veganism.
So what would you say is your favorite vegan dish and like recipe?
I don't think I have one. I've made so many things. I think like one of the things that a lot of people know me for are my pies. So I make vegan pecan pies. I make sweet potato pies, as you can see there. I've made so many like different type of pies and like baked goods, also cinnamon rolls as well. It's not necessarily my favorite. It's something that I'm good at, something that a lot of people like. But I eat everything, everything.
So I'm looking forward to using one of your pecan pie recipes because I am like a big fan of pecan pie right now. I don't know what it is. I just get in one of my moods for sweets, and I just want to now bake pecan pie because the store-bought ones are fine, but now I want to experience baking it for myself. I mean, like, what's an easy recipe, a quick go-to recipe for dessert for someone, and a quick go-to recipe for a dinner?
So honestly, when I have dessert, because I'm so busy, I just have So Delicious ice cream. I like the strawberry flavor and I like the chocolate cookies and cream. I don't necessarily have something, dessert recipe that's quick to make. A lot of the things that I like are, like I said, the pies or like cinnamon rolls, which actually take a bit longer. The pie does not take that long. So what I would suggest, if that's something that you're into or if that's something that you wanted, is to definitely get a pre-baked or pre-made pie shell so you can kind of like avoid that part. There are so many that you can find in stores like Stop and Shop. If you have a Trader Joe's or even a Whole Foods next to you, they have a lot of pre-made pies that are also vegan. I wouldn't necessarily say they're gluten-free, but they are. A lot of them are vegan, and you can use some, some pecans, some maple syrup, some vanilla bean, and it's honestly all you're doing is like toast the pecans in some vegan butter, and then after that you can add the maple syrup, some cornstarch to make it thick, and any other spices like vanilla bean, like I said, or if you want to, get spicy and add a cinnamon in there or anything else, a little bit of salt, and it's just very easy to kind of make that. And then once you do that, you'll probably pre-bake your pie crust. And after you pre-bake it, just put that filling in there and then just pop it back in the oven. That's probably like the easiest thing that you can do with it. If you want to get creative, there's a little bit more things that we can discuss, but at a later time. And then dinner, uh,
Tell
a
us
lot
about
of both. Sorry.
your spaghetti. That seems like an
Oh,
easy meal to make. Is it just as easy if it's like vegan without like any meat?
right. It's very simple. So you would just follow the pasta instructions. So just to cook the pasta, and then I honestly just use a basic marinara sauce. I'll either use that or canned tomatoes, and then season it as you'd like, and you can blend it down. So if you have a blender or if you have an immersion blender, like a hand blender, you can use that as well. Use some basil, oregano, salt, pepper, and just keep it very, very simple. Like that's it. And it just tastes really nice. It's simple as like you can go to the store and buy like ragu or Rinaldi's or something, but if you want something a bit more fresh and to have more control over your sodium intake and your spices, I would definitely say doing that using marinara sauce or canned tomatoes.
Okay, so what herbs and spices take the dish to the next level?
Honestly, it depends on what you want to make. I personally think herbs and spices make the dish. So if you're doing things intentionally, like you're making more of a Mexican inspired dish or an Indian inspired dish, the spices will dictate that. But the things I like to go to that I have in my pantry that I think make my dish, and they're very simple, is just garlic, onion powder, salt, pepper, maybe cayenne pepper. One of my favorite herbs is oregano that I use literally all of the time, chili powder, and smoked paprika. So I think those are like spices that you can use that can elevate almost any dish and bring it some flavor. But like I said, it does depend on where you want to go and like what is the kind of theme of your dish.
So I'm a huge fan of garlic. You can't go wrong with garlic to
I
me.
know.
So I wanted to know also, what did you think about using certain spices to heal the body? Do you have any favorites for that?
I do. Ooh, thinking back to my pantry, I love oregano. So, like I said, oregano, I have oil of oregano that is antiviral. Um, man, I know you had mentioned like cayenne. Cayenne's very good for, I want to say lowering your blood pressure, and also warming up the body. It's a warming spice, so you'll kind of like sweat some things out. Man, I have so many. Like, I'm trying to think. It's kind of elderberry. I use elderberry now because that's really good for the season, for the cold flu kind of COVID like season. It's immune boosting. Garlic is also antiseptic and antiviral. Turmeric and ginger are also anti-inflammatory, which is great for right now, especially when people are getting sick. You want to keep your immune system boosted.
Definitely. So what are you working on now?
Oh, I'm working on a lot. So I'm doing a lot of foundational things for my business, um, getting my website out, and then also some personal things. I am in the process of becoming a holistic nutritionist. I have already taken some classes and hopefully will enroll in a school I'm interested now to officialize that.
So where do you see yourself in the future?
Ooh, I see myself somewhere in the Bronx owning my own business, whether it be a brick and mortar or something else. Just influencing the Bronx by providing tasty vegan food and also nutritious vegan food.
Okay, so we all know, well, some of us may know, I may know, you have a recipe book, right?
Yes, I do.
So tell us a little bit about your recipe book and what it includes.
So I have a recipe book. I launched it last year, and it's called Starting Vegan. It is a book for curious, transitioning, or even like the seasoned vegan that needs more recipes. And it includes things that are like easy to make. It doesn't take a lot of time, and also that are kind of like relative to what you have eaten before, considering if you were a prior vegetarian or a meat eater. So things like omelets, plant-based omelets. A lot of smoothies are in there. I also have some salad dressing recipes that are in there. It's divided into breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, so you can have a few options for each one.
Okay, that sounds delicious to me. I can't wait to check it out. And where can our viewers find more information about this?
The recipe book is will be available again on my link tree on my Instagram page at Kris the Bronx Vegan.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us, Chef Christian.
Thank
So
you.
glad to be here. And again, you guys can check out Kris the Bronx Vegan. See you soon.
Thank you so much.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining the Diera Show. Up next, we have female Fight Club owner, Joanne. Thank you so much for joining us, Joanne.
Hi, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, so you are empowering women through fitness. So what does that mean for you?
Wow, it means a lot to me. Actually, because I was a preschool teacher, mother, wife, and all the hats that I wore during these times. And I felt the importance of self-care, self-love. And through fitness, that's where I got. I was able to write children's books. I was able to be a better wife, a better mother, just through fitness. And that's why I created this.
What was your motivation for boxing?
That's a great question. Boxing, I think, is like the only sport you can actually hit something, it's like, the only exercise here. So it's so empowering. It's, it releases stress. It gives you learns you how to teach, how to take a jab, how to take a punch. So basically that's why we chose boxing out of all the exercises, to kind of like have that as our, our main theme here.
So growing up, what was your inspiration towards this direction? Why?
I must say it was my dad. My dad always made me feel special. Everything, I love my mom, but my dad was definitely, must say that he brought me up in a way that always made me feel like I was a strong woman and never take anything from anybody, So I felt really, and again, he always pushed me to education. He always said education will bring you, is the key basically to success. So I didn't miss a day from school, thanks to my dad and my mom, of course, but my dad most. I'm a daddy's girl.
We can tell. That's all good. So describe some of the boot camp workouts.
Oh, boot camp, yes. So boot camps here basically are, it's a combination of calisthenics, strength training, and cardio. So we could have about, say, 5 to 6 stations. One station can be, say, box jumps. Another one can be the battle ropes, dumbbells. Another one can be bikes. So we'll combine them and give a 45 minutes to a minute exercise with a 15-second rest. And then, of course, in the TR actually just showed there. And basically that will be it. It's about 60 minutes of that workout. And it's a lot of fun.
So do you have a favorite workout yourself?
Yes, I do. Yoga. I love yoga. I love to combine the mudras, the mantras, and the asanas together. And that just basically gives me that peace of mind. I just melt into the mat every time I do these classes. I'm also certified in the singing bowl, so that I use it to do meditations. Towards the end of the class, about 15 minutes is where we lay down in Shavasana, and I use the singing bowl to kind of like calm the body and have all the vibrations enter your body and just calm it down and release that stress that we all have in this world, especially during these times.
So what is a beginner-friendly workout for someone who wants to start boxing?
Boxing?
Yes.
We're going to choose boxing. Well, again, all the classes are all for all levels. Okay. Don't feel intimidated when you come into a gym, especially this one where all our workouts are tailored for women. All our instructors are also certified. So you will find ways, if you need, say, help with a modification with a push-up, there's modification for every single exercise. And you go at your own level. Nevertheless, there's so many things you can do to prepare yourself. Hydrate. Also, bring your water with you. Come prepared with the proper attire too. And also get comfortable for being uncomfortable. Then you're going to be sore. There's going to be some moments, some exercises is going to be a little sore, but that's okay.
So you recently had a Jingle Bell 5K walk / run. So can you tell us a little bit more about that and how you're getting people to be more active and involved in the community?
Right. During the pandemic, that was kind of tough. So because we were not allowed to be indoors. Everything was shut down, from playgrounds to bars, restaurants. So how to bring the community to help together and keep them healthy was by taking them outside. Van Cortlandt Park was the perfect place to be outdoors. The space, the terrain, the sunlight, it just was just a perfect combination. So that's where we do a lot of our outdoors event, which we'll be doing more as we move on. We'll have Zumba classes. It won't only be 5Ks. We'll have yoga classes, Pilates classes. For the people that are not vaccinated, they can actually go outside, wear their mask, but still get the experience of the Fight Club.
So you also had a recent breast and ovarian health workshop. I thought that was very important and interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? What inspired you to even have a workshop about breast and ovarian health?
Yeah, that's a big deal. Well, again, during back to the pandemic, a lot of the clinics were closed and a lot of women went undiagnosed. And I felt the need to kind of have connect with Susan G. Komen, connect with a breast cancer survivor, to talk to the women, to also give them that platform to connect and see what they can do to, even the nutrition to change, or even being outside. Use running outside as a part of your exercise to improve your health and mental health.
So you did mention mental health, right? So what's some tips that you can give someone about their mental health? Because sometimes it's hard to feel motivated to even work out if you're not feeling well mentally. But what's so funny about that is it will actually make the person feel better to actually work out. But it's just like getting there in the first place, you know?
Right. You cannot pour from an empty cup. That's just, the truth. When you join the Female Fight Club, you would definitely find the motivation, because again, all our exercise is only women in here. It's all tailored for us. You're in a community where it's of peers, a community where you belong. So the music is incredible. So you will feel definitely that, that kind of like you said, like that mental health. It will make you feel stronger and make you feel like, there's more things out there that you can do, because now you've taken care of yourself first. You've put yourself first, and now you can take care of the world.
Can you tell us some more tips about taking care of yourself, like including certain things in your diet and certain herbs, even acupuncture? I know you mentioned on your Instagram.
In terms of your, nutrition and exercise are basically go hand in hand. When you start surrounding yourself in a community like this one, you'll start kind of changing your diet naturally. I don't see anyone exercising the way we do and then turning around and going to go have, bad things to eat, putting in your body after you worked out so much. So that's very important. It all comes in hand and actually will come together in pieces as you surround yourself in a community where all are health conscious here. Acupuncture, again, I'm not a doctor, so I definitely recommend for you to go talk to your physician before you take my advice. Acupuncture, of course, it's good for soreness, it's good for stress, and so on and so forth. Many things you can use the acupuncture for, and that's it.
Great. So also to anyone who fell off the wagon a bit, eating more snacks than they wanted to after their workout, I also encourage you to get right back on track. And it's okay. Like, we can forgive ourselves, and just keep up with the good work. We're only human, right? And we can just strive to be better.
Absolutely. We're only human. We'll definitely, one step at a time. When you're coming in to join any gym where of your choice, you'll see the importance around you, how everybody should motivate you and support you.
And where's your gym located in the Bronx?
We're in the Northwest, 5912 Riverdale Avenue. We just opened our location about 3 months ago.
So what do you look forward to in the future?
Good question. Wow. I like to live in the present moment, to be honest. It's basically something we were taught during the pandemic. We were basically stripped of everything, and basically reinventing yourself and knowing who you are. So I'd like to just focus day by day. And if I must say, again, I guess continue to reach more women, I guess, and let them know the importance of self-care and self-love. We wear a lot of hats: doctors and lawyers, beauticians, technicians, bus drivers. And at the end of the day, we only have 10% for ourselves. That's women. We're caretakers. So I would like to continue to, send that message out there to take care of yourself, support yourself, self-love and self-care. And that's basically where I see the Female Fight Club, basically reaching out to more women and making ourselves a priority day by day.
I think that it's a never-ending thing to pour more love into your own cup and self-care into your own self. And what could you say to someone who forgets to do that? Because your studio has such an amazing message of empowering women to push forward and to come together. What could you say to someone who may not always have the time and forget to, put themselves first, because they may be juggling having a family, having work, even entrepreneurship? And I'm
Right.
sure you've gone through some similar things in that sense. So what could you say to that person?
Our tagline here is, what are you fighting for? What brings you to the Fight Club? Your self-love, your family, equality, independence. When you come here to the Fight Club, you bring you bring your fight here, and we will fight with you. We will give you the energy that you need, that support system that you need, whatever it may be. That's why you came here. Something brought you to the Fight Club, and we're here to support you 100%.
Where can we find more information about your Fight Club, Joanne?
You can find us on our website, Female Fight Club NYC, or on our Instagram account, female_Fight Club NYC.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Joanne.
Oh, you're very welcome. I also wanted to add before we close of all the awesome classes that we have here too. From Zumba to TRX, spin bikes are behind us, boxing, aerobics classes, boot camp, kickboxing, and boxing.
That's awesome.
You're welcome.
So join us here at the De'Ara Show. We'll be right back.
Hi. Can I get the now bar, please?
No problem. $1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hi, can I get a now bar, please?
$1.
Thanks.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, let me get a now bar.
Sure.
$1.
Appreciate you.
You got it.
How's it going? Can I get a now bar?
Hey, stop right there! Get down on the ground out of your spot right there! Show me your head! Now!
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Okay, everyone. And I wanted to thank you all for watching and being part of the De'Ara Show. And be sure to check out more information about our guests and see where you can actually get some great recipe tips from Chef Kristen. See where you can join the Fight Club at Joanne's studio in the Bronx. And don't be shy. Don't be afraid to just get right in there. I know it's hard during the pandemic. But we still have to encourage one another and empower one another to just do our best. And I just want to thank you again for watching the De'Ara Show. And I will hopefully see you soon next time on the De'Ara Show. And this was a health and fitness episode. And I hope you enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye.
Ain't no living life semi-pseudo. Ain't no living life semi-pseudo. We going out tonight, when my, you know, ain't no bedtime, you grown.